Our next presentation is about our Afstudeer students project that worked this semester with us, together with our developer who just presented, and this is Janka. Janka sadly is sitting currently in Hungary, so it was a bit difficult for her to do the commute until our beautiful city of Zwolle. But Janka is sitting online. Are you hearing me, Janka?
Yes, hi.
Very good. Good afternoon. Well, I said already a lot too much, and you have, I think, just about 10 minutes to present everything you want to present. You are free to take more or less of that. No, not more. Less if you want. Well, I will be clicking. Whenever I'm clicking not fast enough, say click. And for the rest, the floor is yours. Do enjoy.
Thank you. So, hi everyone. I am Janka, and I'm going to talk about the blockchain demonstrator's background, because I was the project lead for the guys, the developer team, which you saw already. You can click. Thank you. So I'm going to talk about really the story of the game and what it represents. So we try to do a supply chain simulation game which aims to show the benefits of the distributed ledger techniques. And the game is based on the beer game, which is a distribution game. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it basically try to model a supply chain with 4 actors and a beer supply chain for sure. And basically, they usually try to represent and show the bullwhip effect, which occurs in the supply chain when the order has deficit in it, or maybe some external event happens, like Corona. We use the trade lens use case for our new scenario, which I will going to talk about in the next slides. You can, yeah. In the beginning, we had a previous version, which was in Google Sheets. You saw in the guys' presentation, it was the initial situation. And this game was really hard to play because the player should pay attention to a lot of Google Sheets. They needed to click to other interfaces, and then the communication between the players were solved by Microsoft Teams. Okay, I don't see the presentation, sorry. Okay, so, sorry.
Do you see it?
Yes, I think I can see it. Yes, thank you. So our scenario is based on the freight management and based on the trade lens use case, which was focusing on the data flow, because our previous scenario was focused on the data sharing, which was represented by different Google Sheets. And in our scenario, we focused on how to decrease the cost and the lead time, because the use case showed that distributed ledger techniques can reduce cost by 15% and 40% the lead time of the product, which had a huge impact in the supply chains of IBM and Marx corporations. And we try to create a complex supply chain by showing realistic data, by adding the actors, adding the real distances between the actors, like the manufacturer, processor, the retailer, and also adding factors to the game. Okay. So, and the struggles were that implement the different distances to make the game more realistic and try to balance the expenses, because we wanted to show how the different supply chain setups can reduce the costs of a supply chain. And it was really hard to do because try to implement the actors and to add a lot of incomes to it or make profit for the actors were really impacted by a lot of expenses we try to implement by the factors. Of course, show the differences between the actors because the farmers and between the farmer and the retailer, there's a lot of difference because they need other benefits in a supply chain. And of course, to develop a web application, because at the first 2 months, I think I was the one working on the the use case, and we basically just established the background of a possible web application. But our goal was to, you can click, to create the web application and develop it by the end of June or mid-June. You can click. So the development were executed by the students who were Shonyazen and Mace. I was responsible for leading the team, and Maxim was responsible managing us. It was hard to cooperate because I really don't know anything about programming, so I think that was the hardest part, to try to align our knowledge and try to help each other in a way that the project could be successful. And there were limitations, of course. On my part, I don't really know about anything programming, but it turned out fine. And of course, with the developer team, they didn't get a outside programmer, so maybe it was harder to solve the hosting problem, but they did, and actually we made it happen. So the application is ready, and I think we had fun all the way. So the next slide. I'm going to talk about the future of the game, because even though we created the application and it's playable, we need to hand it over to another developer team to make it effective. So we created a developer document, which was created by the guys. What you saw, the everything you need to know document, is about the game logic and the narrative of the game story, and really everything you need to make the workshops happen and put further implementation into the game. Next slide. And our recommendations, I rather say maybe it's mine, but I think it's aligned with the guide. There should be a lot of tuning to really show the benefits of different supply chain setups, and also to show the benefits of the DLTs. I think the next team should look into the game mechanism and to polish the application to make it really smooth to play without any obstacles. The graphs and analytics should be on point, because we're targeting companies and company owners, so they should see and analyze the outcomes of the game. And of course, to make the workshops efficiency even better, to make it at least a 1-hour workshop to be more efficient. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Janka. Thank you for your time. Are there any questions online? I see a no from Tristan. Thank you for your help. Any questions from the live audience? No. Okay, so we will move on. Well, first of all, thank you.